cannot access more than 100 participants. So now we are in Zoom. So hello and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time and place, wherever you are joining from the webinar. Okay, so dear all participants, are you listening me?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Yes.
Firstly, I would like to thank all participants to join this webinar. I am Hassan Mahfouz, a PhD candidate at University of Quebec, will be the moderator for this event. Before starting this program, we can recite Surah Al-Fatiha. All right, this event enlightened improving writing skills with better impact is jointly organized by Bangladeshi Student Union Malaysia, BSUM. I would like to request you all to mute your microphone to avoid any kind of technical and unexpected interruption. BSMU, the largest non-political Bangladeshi student organization in Malaysia, started its journey in 2014 with a goal to unite the Bangladeshi student irrespective of their group, creed, religion, and caste. Currently, BSMU represents almost 28,000 Bangladeshi students in Malaysia and contributing for the development in different sectors. We are really happy to have all of you students event organized by beloved BSMU. Dear all participants, I'll request you again, please mute your microphone. Now we want to go for watch a short video regarding our BSMU organization. Brother Mayan, please share your video, please.
আমার সোনার বাংলা, আমি তোমায় ভালোবাসি, চিরদিন তোমার আকাশ, চিরদিন তোমার আকাশ, তোমার বাতাস আমার প্রাণে, ওমা আমার প্রাণে বাজায় বাঁশি সোনার বাংলা, আমি তোমায় ভালোবাসি, ওমা ফাগুনে তোর নামের গুণে প্রাণে পাগল করে, মনে হয় হায় রে ওমা ফাগুনে তোর নামের গুণে প্রাণে পাগল করে, ওমা অঘ্রাণে তোর ভরা থেকে কি দেখেছি, আমি কি দেখেছি মধুর হাসি সোনার বাংলা, আমি তোমায় ভালোবাসি।
দিচ্ছি যাও সবাই এখান থেকে যাও যাও এখান থেকে যাও দিয়া উড়ে এখান থেকে যাও এখান থেকে যাও এখান থেকে যাও ওকে ঘুম পাড়াবো সরো এখান থেকে যাও হ্যাঁ এখান থেকে যাও আসো
Yes, you run. Again. Yes, you run.
All right. Thank you very much, Brother Mayan, to share the video. Now I will welcome the president of BSMU, Mr. Alamir Akash, to introduce and remarkable speech.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can you hear me, Brother Mahfuz?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Okay. Thank you very much for your confirmation. And before starting, I would like to apologize what happened just a few minutes earlier. We're supposed to start from 9. As you see, we encountered a few problems, technical problems, because it's online event and we don't have any hand on it. So it happened actually. We have to accept it. And on behalf of BSU, Bangladesh Student Union Malaysia, as a president, I would like to sincerely apologize for that things. So please accept this apologize. Inshallah, next time we will be much more careful regarding this Zoom and technical issues, inshallah. And I would like to say my salam and gratitude to all the participants who joined today for this event, for this auspicious event. And as you know, we are this event is like one of the most hyped event, I would say, because this is today the speaker to whom we invited as a speaker. I think most of you know about him. He's one of the best research person in this world currently. The current citations of this professor is more than 50,000. I think it's near about 52,000 right now. So it's a huge milestone he already touched. So we are really happy to have him with us. And from BSU, Bangladesh Student in Malaysia, I would like to thanks to the Professor Dr. Saidur Rahman for accepting our invitations and be speaker on this event. So we are really happy and we're really grateful to you, dear doctor. And our moderator already, I think, shared something about the BSUM. BSUM is the abbreviation of BSUM, Bangladesh Student Union Malaysia. This is Bangladesh student organization based in Malaysia. So we represent almost 30,000, 28,000 Bangladeshi students who study in Malaysia. So BSUM started 2014. Since its establishment, BSUM worked for the students in different sectors. As you see, this time we earned one of the the webinar on research. So not only research, our BSUM focus on different activities. It could be research, it could be career development, it could be cultural activities, it could be recognize the best students. So we involve so many activities. So we are really happy to have all of you in our platforms. So I think you'd be happy to know that for this particular event, there are almost 650 students registered for this event. It's a huge milestone, huge achievement for all of the, for online events, because we know that because our today's event, the guest is Professor Dr. Saidur Rahman. So I think only for that reason, more than 600 students, is near about 650 students registered for this event. And I can say all of you will be benefited for this event, from that event, because something Prof will share today, which is really important for our writings, for our research. Not only research, writing, improving your writing skills is important in everywhere, in every students. So whether you are a research student or just like a coursework students, or even you are not a coursework students, you are just a I can say you are a service employee, you are doing your job, even you need to write something every day, so it will help you on it. So thank you very much for your joining. And I would like to announce one more thing, because frequently we arrange this kind of program. So if you guys really benefited for this program, so we can ensure you we will arrange this kind of program, inshallah, again on our platforms. Please follow our Facebook page, and try to be in our Telegram channel and WhatsApp group. The group you guys are already in. Please don't leave that group. We will inshallah share our upcoming events updates over there. And before finishing, I would like to thanks to the committee members of Bangladesh Student Union Malaysia, especially the committee members who involved for this event. I would like to mention few names. The first, the brother Mahfuz, who is one of our assistant of research department. He's doing a great job. Brother Mahfuz, he worked, effortlessly for making this event happen. So I would like to say thanks to Brother Mahfuz. Also Brother Mahmoud from Nano University. He's our very dear brother. He also worked hard for this event. And few members, namely Mahian, Jubair, Madhon, and few others members from BSM committee. They work hard for successful this event, for making this event as a successful event. So thank you very much. I don't want to take much more time, because we already wasted few times. So hopefully you guys will be benefited. And before finishing, once again, I would like to congratulate all of you. I'd like to show my gratitude to all of you for joining this event. Hopefully, inshallah, you guys will be benefited. And before that, thank you very much, Doctor, once again, for accepting our invitation and be a speaker for this event. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. Brother Mahfuz, you can just continue.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alamgir Shanakash, President of BSMU, for wonderful, warm welcoming speech. Once again, I would like to remember you, all of you participants, please mute your microphone to avoid technical and unexpected interruption during this session. Your cooperation is highly appreciated. If you have any question regarding our webinar, you can type your questions in the chat box. This talk will be divided into 3 segments. Each segment will be 30 minutes of talk, 30 minutes of talk, 10 minutes of question and answer. In the end, we will open discussion. For your kind information, we will take a group photo at the end of the session. Please prepare yourself for the end of the talk. Before I proceed, let me give you a brief introduction of the earning distinguished speaker. Professor Dr. Saidur Rahman is currently working as a distinguished research professor and head of the Research Center for Nano-Materials and Energy Technology at Sunway University and Professor Lancaster University in UK. He was chair professor in the Center of Research Excellence in Renewable Energy at Fahd University of Petroleum. Prior to joining his KEUFM, he worked for 18 years at University of Malaya. Charitability analysis, Thomson Reuters awarded him highly cited researcher for being among the top 1% researcher for most cited document in the research field for the last 8 years from 2014 to 2021. He has supervised more than 80 post-graduation students so far, and he managed more than 10 million ringgit research grant. It's a huge amount. Professor Saidur Rahman is working in the area of immigrants and nanomaterial and their application in energy storage, heat transfer, solar energy, harvesting. Prof. Saidur Rahman has published more than 700 journal papers, mostly in the top-ranking high-impact journals. We can get some information from global scholar about Prof. Saidur Rahman. His citation near about 52,000, H index 116, I-10 index 460. Now, I will welcome Professor Saidur Rahman to deliver his important speech. Actually, we are waiting for his speech. I don't like to waste your more time. So welcome, sir. Please deliver your important speech.
Thank you, Mahfouz, for the introduction. Assalamu alaikum and hello. First of all, it is our sincere apology for the technical problem. I'm really glad that you have so much patience. Still, all of you are with us. So I can see in my screen more than 240 participants still with us. So it is an excellent gesture. I'm really excited. I'm really happy to see your patience. Okay, let me share my slides. Can you see the screen? Mahfouz?
No, sir. We're waiting.
Is it visible?
No, sir. Still now is dark color. Again, you can stop and share again, please. Okay, now you can share, sir, again, please.
Is it visible now? It may take time.
Yeah, we are waiting for the time.
It's coming.
It's coming. Yes, we can see, sir. Thank you, sir. Please continue, sir.
Can we see the second slide?
Yes, sir, we can see. We can see the second slide.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Yes. Thank you very much for all of your patience. So let me start slowly. There are a number of slides, so I'll try my best to cover as much as possible. But there is a good news there because I have already created YouTube channel, so certainly you can be there as well. So as you can see, the title is basically improving writing skills with better impact. So as you can see, there are basically two parts. One is writing skill with better impact. So second part is the impact. So I'll try to define also what do we mean by impact along with a number of other impacts as well. But major content basically will be on how our researchers, particularly our PhD students, master students, postdoctoral research fellow, early career researcher can improve their writing skill. As many of you probably know that I have 25 years of research experience. So this basically I'm going to share since I also involved in research, published number of high quality paper, good quality paper. So actually how this paper need to be written. And in addition, I also will share some of other related things with the publication. So let me start slowly. So first of all, actually, we need to understand why Abdul Haq, please don't do this. So you see here what is why we need to improve our writing skill. So first of all, as you can see, our main target is to write high quality paper, high impact paper. So that is one of the most important purpose. But I think we also have other side activities, or many of you are also PhD student, master student. Even when I give these types of seminar and talk, my intention is also so that undergraduate students also can learn from this, because they also need to write thesis, they also need to write report, they also need to complete their assignment. So at least some flavor also they can get from this presentation. So it is also useful for thesis writing, whether it is master's, PhD, undergraduate level. So for all of them also, this writing skill also will be useful. As you also know, we are researcher, we are academician, we also need to write project proposals. So many of this writing component, basically abstract, executive summary, introduction, methodology, expected results, novelties, hypothesis, many of the things basically also is needed for writing proposal. So there are similarities. So this is how I'm going to link this writing skill with high quality paper, master's, PhD thesis, undergraduate thesis, proposal writing, and also in research report writing and assignment. And also it may be useful those who are in R&D research areas. So let me explain actually what is the impact. My intention, my purpose is here today is basically the academic impact, but for long-term goal as a researcher, as an academician, as innovative researcher, I think we should not forget also our long-term goal in terms of understanding the meaning of impact. So that's why I brought this different impacts. So as you can see, there are 6 impacts. So one of them is the academic impact, which is our focus today. We'll be talking much more on this. So I will not talk much about other impacts because we don't have enough time, and I also don't have much experience with other types of impact. There are cultural, societal impact, policy impact, economic impact, environmental impact, health impact, and some of the definitions also provided here, as you can see. So when we are talking about the academic impact, the impact research makes in academia, that is when we supervise students, when we publish, when we write paper, journal paper, proposal. So that is basically the academic impact, and how our academic research actually make impact to the research community. So that will be main focus. So of course, as a researcher, we also need our long-term goal, long-term plan also, so that we can make societal, cultural contribution, policy contribution, policy impact, economic impact, environmental and health impact. So there are many, many impacts. So as we will progress in research, so we'll try to address all other impacts also. So I also will highlight here a little bit about the social impact or societal impact, because we are also involved. Today also these types of public engagement, these types of interaction also, I think the scientific community, researcher community, those who are involved in social media through which we also communicate, we also share our research experience. I think this is also social contribution in my view. So the impact research can have on people, culture, society. So normally in the social media, we share our comments, views, likes. So these are also social contribution. So this is what I want to highlight, that this is one source of impact as well. And according to sustainable development goals, so this is also called quality education. So as you can see, I am sharing my 25 years of experience in writing high quality journal paper, which also will be useful for thesis writing, report writing. So this is also particularly the quality education. So this is also one source of societal contribution through this quality education. I am also going to share some maybe new research skills, and we all are here research community. So we are engaged in social media. So that's why I wanted to convey this message that we are also engaged in societal contribution. So basically, this is the focus. As you can see, I'll be talking much more about this academic impact. So as you can see, this citation is basically one of the important academic impact, and it has many influences. It has many importance. So particularly, as you know, the rankings of the universities are dependent on this very important factor. This is the citation impact. So that is basically will be my main focus. So you see, this is my total citation impact for my lifelong, for last 25 years citation impact, that is 50,000 plus, something like that. On the other hand, I also brought another professor from MIT. His citation impact I'm trying to show is number of paper. So in my case, this is total impact, and there are impact in relation with the certain papers also. As you can see, 4 papers has been highlighted, and first paper was cited 63,000 times. So it is a huge citation. Of course, he's an MIT professor. So these are impact of individual paper. Okay, and this is the total citation is the total impact. So these are basically academic impact, just to show you. So what is the definition of impact, academic impact? So in a simple way, as you can see here, impact is defined by an impact factor. Basically in academic life, we are more familiar with the impact factor. Actually, what is the meaning of impact factor? Impact factor is actually dependent on number of citations. Okay, more cited, then its impact factor will be higher or more. So there are basically numerator and denominator. So one will be at the up, one will be at the down. So by dividing total citation by number of publication for the last 2 years is defined actually is the impact factor. So most important criteria is actually the number of total citation. So this is from where this impact definition of impacts came. So to give you more understanding about the citation and impact factor, so I brought here some top-notch journal. As you can see here, these are called top-notch journal or very, very high impact journals. I'm trying to show here, as you can see here, the impact factor of cancer research. Not only cancer related research are highly cited. So research topic is basically important factor for citation impact as well. So you can see here the impact factor is 508.702. Okay, so this is actually very high impact journal, top-notch journal. So why its impact factor is very high? Because its citation is also extremely high. So there are other journals also. So this is I wanted to show you that high impact journal, extremely high impact journal. So these are very difficult to publish here. But as a researcher, as I mentioned, along with academic impact, we also should have other impact. Similarly, we also need to make our good plan, long-term plan, so that we also can publish in this top-notch journal. Okay, so these are impact factor of a journal. But what is more important, you can see at the right-hand side slide. So there are 4 or 5 papers. So one of the paper from Energy Conversion and Management published in 2004, and it was cited 2,740. There is another second paper, Solar Energy Solmat. It was published in 2002 and cited 1,632. And normally impact factor of these papers, journals are basically plus minus 10. Whereas you can see there are journals, Science and Nature, which are also top-notch journal. But interestingly, you can see their citations are 0. So it does not mean that if you published even in Science Nature and if not cited, so it does not make that sense. So whereas in the low impact journal, but your papers are already cited. So what is more important? What message I want to convey here, that you see the citation is important. Even though you published in low impact journal, I mean impact factor plus minus 10, okay, but your citation is used. Whereas the paper published in Nature, its citation is 0. So meaning that nobody used it, so it is not useful. I'm not sure why it was not cited, but at least this is an indication that even Science and Nature paper also not cited. So what is important for us is the citation, meaning that it is used by many other people. So one of the MIT professor, one of the paper you have seen that it was cited 63,000 times. I know the paper published in Hallmark of Cancer in Cell. So this is also cited, one single paper is cited something like 50,000 times. Why it is so much cited? Certainly it is useful. Okay, so that's the message I wanted to convey here. Even sometimes it is top-notch journal, high-ranked journal, high-impact journal, but they are not cited. Okay, journal also can be ranked. So these are normally, we understand according to Web of Science, it can be Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Normally these are defined as among the top 25% are defined as a Q1, and next top 50% defined as a Q2, Q3, and Q4. Okay, so these are ranking for our understanding, because in academic life, more weightage, more emphasis given on Q1 and Q2. But among this Q1 and Q2 also, there are ranking. So that's why I brought this. Among this Q1, there are also ranking. See, this is one of the journal, Progress in Energy and Combustion Science. Its impact factor is 29 something. So this is Q1 journal. So among the Q1, journal also can be ranked as number 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this journal in the area of thermodynamics, normally in one journal, there are a number of subcategories. So one of the subcategories is the thermodynamics. In this thermodynamics area, this journal has, there are 60 journals. Among 60 journal, actually this this journal, Energy Progress in Energy Combustion and Energy and Combustion Science, is ranked 1. So this is something very interesting. So among the Q1, our paper also can be ranked as number 1, 2, or 3. So this is why if we can manage to publish, we can be, we can be proud of, and particularly if young researcher, early career researcher manage to publish within this rank 1, 2, 3, probably this you can, during your PhD viva, you can highlight that I managed to publish papers in the rank 1 journal in my specific area. Okay, maybe you may not be able to publish in Science and Nature, but still you can be top in your specific area. For example, we are working in the area of energy, fuel, thermodynamics. So if you can publish a paper in the rank 1, 2, 3, so we can highlight this during our promotion, during our viva, and during our interview session. So these are basically the purpose of making some rank, some analysis. Okay. So now I'm going to the main point, actually, why we need to publish. Okay. So most important point is actually we want to be innovative researcher. We want to publish in high quality journal, high impact journal, top notch journal. Basically, those are, without innovation, without strong novelty, it is not possible. Okay. And also probably we can patent, we can prototype, we can make our work up to a certain higher level of TRL, that is technology readiness level. So I will be presenting in some of the slides. And also in non-science related areas, probably policy development. So basically, we can be innovative researcher, we can develop innovative product, innovative paper, something like that. Okay, these are the main purpose. So of course, while doing this, we also need to train our students. We publish a paper, so that's basically the training to our undergraduate students, PhD students, and master students. So this is basically also training. Like today, I'm sharing my experience. So through this, basically, some of the researchers will be able to improve their writing. Okay, so as we also know that the ranking, visibility, reputation, these are now global phenomena. So certainly we also need to address the university's mission and vision professionally and proper way, ethical way. So these are basically some of the reasons we need to publish. So again, I'll present some slides so that we are not going to only focus on publication, so that we also can be for the long-term goal, we also can innovate product, prototype, as I also mentioned, the higher level of TRL, technology readiness level. So in a simple way, actually, what is the definition of innovation? Actually something, according to Edison, this is the way to do it better. So in scientific communities, so sometimes we call it novelty, sometimes we call it unique idea, sometimes we call it something different. So this is something more stronger way, because as you know, publishing in high impact journal, top notch journal, Q1 journal, actually, it is very challenging task. It is not an easy task. So I have gone through 25 years. Despite that experience, our paper also rejected in some good quality journal, even sometimes in Q2, Q3 also. our papers also rejected. So what does this mean? This indicates that actually we need very high level of novelty, strong novelty. Without high novelty, without strong novelty, actually it is very hard to publish in top-notch journal, high impact journal. So that's why I brought some of this term. One of the term is called wow factor. Okay, so that if you want to be a prolific researcher, if you want to be a world-class researcher from the very beginning, try to understand this wow factor so that you can address this wow factor in your paper, in your proposal, in your product development, in whatever research you are going to do. So if you keep this in your mind, this basically will help you to be world-class researcher, to be innovative researcher. Particularly, you will be able to publish in high-impact journal. Okay, because these are the important things. Basically, editors, reviewers, your supervisors, collaborators, everybody will be looking for this wow factor, strong novelty, and so on. So what does this wow factor stands for? So it should be winnable, it should be outstanding, it should be worldwide. Okay, so I'll not go much detail because time is limited, at least to give you some flavor that your proposal, your paper should be world-class, outstanding, winnable by the reviewer and editors, so that you can convince the editors, you can convince the reviewers, you can convince the supervisors, you can convince the examiners that your thesis is also wow factor, it's outstanding, world-class. Okay, so to do that, actually, we also need to do some global grand challenge research areas. For example, you want to identify some research topics, so you can probably identify top researchers in MIT, Harvard, Cambridge, in your local universities, which is the top university, who are the top researchers, where they are working, so that you can identify the global grand challenges, your local areas, niche areas, global top 10 problems, okay, top 10 problems that is important for the humanity and for local areas. So these are basically, if you do some homework, if you keep all this in your mind, basically this will help you to be an innovative researcher, and as a result, you will be able to publish in good quality journals. So these are initial homework, basic homework you need before going to be a world-class researcher if you want to publish in top quality journal. Of course, it is not an easy task, and these are also step-by-step process. So I don't mean that in one jump you can go into that higher level. So of course you can start from conference paper, then Q4 paper, Q3 paper, because these are the stairs through which we can improve. So when we also initially started, we managed to publish one paper, two paper. So as experience has, as our experience has improved slowly, we managed to publish more and good quality papers. Please mute. Okay. So this is again to give you some flavor that we should not focus only journal paper. We also need to make our good long-term plan so that our basic research also can be made into TRL technology readiness level to higher level. So always make some plan. It is not an easy task again, because we need huge funding to address TRL level higher and higher. Okay, this one is just to give you a flavor so that you can make a better plan. You also can make your research into commercialization, prototype, and product development stages. Okay, so these are important things. Basically, I'm going to highlight a little bit faster, why we need to publish in academic life. These are the things basically we experience. So basically when we are going to apply for local funding, international funding, major funding agency always will be looking for how many papers we publish, what is the H index, what is the citation impact, all these things, so that there will be return for their investment. So in Malaysia, particularly, in top universities, normally these are requirement: 1 paper, 2 paper, Scopus index paper, ISI paper. These are also requirement. But to me, I think this is the best training, because if you manage to publish 2 or 3 good quality paper, basically this also will help you to write a good quality thesis. And in the long run, actually, you are going to be a good researcher, so that your writing will be improved, your innovation capability will be improved, your novelty capability, your higher level of novelty can be addressed through the publication. As I highlighted, without strong novelty, you cannot publish in Q1 journal, Q2 journal. So these are basically, in my view, the best training for the young researcher, early career researcher. Also, we know that to get our promotion, there are certain number of papers, citations are needed. So that's why these are important things. So there are more points here. I have summarized here. So when our student managed to publish good quality journal, actually, they become more self-confident, and they try to tell each other that, hello, my friend, I managed to publish a paper in Q1 journal. Okay, this basically boosts their confidence, and as a result, later on they can publish more high-quality paper. This also, as you know, we supervise students. We also attract students. So if our profiles are not strong, actually, we also cannot attract the students. Students are also smart. So to show that we are the potential supervisor, I think, to attract the students, to attract the collaborators. That's why this publication is also important. And to generate new ideas, advance in science, I think that is in the first previously I mentioned, that is the actually most important thing. We have to do research actually to advance the science, to generate the new ideas. Okay, to get comments. So when we constantly publish, actually, the one paper is coming, another paper is going to submit. This basically reviewers giving comments, editor giving comments, your supervisors giving comments. So this is actually a cyclic, continuous quality improvement process. Okay, so by publishing, actually, you are getting some free comments, some critical and constructive comments from the reviewers, editors, collaborators, and this is actually the way to improve, because we, as a researcher, nobody is perfect. So if we get constantly comments from the reviewer, editors, supervisors, collaborators, this basically helps us to improve. So for example, I have published 500 high quality journal papers. So let's multiply by 3 reviewers. So 1,500 review comments. What does this mean? This basically helps us to improve further and further. Okay, so we basically constantly improving, and slowly we are also raising our bar. So from impact factor 10 to we are trying to raise into 15, 20, and 30. Okay, so if we become also prolific researcher, actually you will not face difficulties to attract the collaboration, because collaboration is a lifeblood to sustain our research. Okay, to sustain our research, to maintain our productivity, actually collaboration is very, very important. So basically, when you will have number of good quality paper, other people will invite you to join their team, to jointly supervise, to review their paper, to edit their paper, to improve their paper. This is the way also you can be a prolific researcher. Of course, to get a job, these are important criteria, along with the other innovative content. Certainly, this is an important. So when we want to recruit research fellow lecturers, so we always look for high quality journal, how many citations they are, where they publish, what is the position of the author. So that's why this publication has huge impact. And of course, by publishing, actually, we are disseminating the knowledge, we are advancing the science, and so on. And also, I want to share my experience. As you know, I came from Bangladesh, from Buet in 1997, with just like some of you know, with empty hand. So after being here in this academic life for last 25 years, now constantly I am getting a lot of invitation from Middle East, Australia, South Africa, actually to evaluate their PhD and master student thesis. So this basically also an international recognition. I don't ask them. Normally they search and they find my name, and as a result, they invite me. Not only that, they also gave me some honorarium. I think these are also motivation for us. Okay, so we have recognition. We work as an examiners, or also time to time I evaluate number of international research grant proposal, and also the promotion from associate professor to professor. So recently I have evaluated many proposals and also the promotion. So this also, the academic recognition, And at the same time, there are some honorarium. So certainly this also makes us a little bit motivated. So as you can see, I have taken this from one of the local universities promotion criteria. So there are many weightages. So as you can see, publication has basically 30 to 40%. Okay, and of course there are supervision is also the research component. So basically this research component has 40 to 70% weightage. So this is what I am trying to show you, that this high impact publication research has a huge importance for your academic career. Okay, so now I'll go through very quickly, and many of the things basically through LinkedIn, YouTube and Facebook, since I'm active there. So this is just to show you that that I came with empty hand in 1997 with CGPA 3.25, something like that, in 1997. So after 25 years of my academic career, after working hard with my team members, collaborators, so as you can see, I never planned like this, but if we work hard, if we do the quality work, if we published in high quality journal, certainly this will reward academically. It also will recognize us locally and internationally. So these are some of my recognition when I was in University of Malaya. 4th consecutive years I got this award. Okay, so this is also highly cited research award. So this is what I am getting for last 8 consecutive years since 2014. Okay, so these are some of my recognition. I'm going to quickly. So this is also given by Sunway University. Okay, so these are recognitions. Certainly, if you work hard, so this will motivate us also, and certainly these are local and international recognition. This will make you probably in world-class researcher, and particularly it also will help you to be promoted faster, higher level of promotions, and so on. So now let me go through about the main content. Actually, writing skill is actually here. So formation of a good title. Actually, a catchy title, attractive title is the first thing you need to do. But however, due to title, actually our paper will not be rejected. But if title is attractive, if title is catchy, again, there will be impact, because we are looking for here high impact or citation impact. So I will not talk much about the citation impact, but how citation is related with our content. So one, I mentioned that topic. So you have seen some of the topics, some of the top-notch journals. So that's why I mentioned also wow factor. So if we address all those things, basically this will make our work highly citable, okay, highly useful. So one of the point is that if our title is attractive, catchy, free from mathematical jargon, free from abbreviations, it is easily understandable by any other layman's type people also, then it will be attractive, and probably researcher will go into dig out into the details of the paper, and as a result there are possibilities that it will be cited. So title also plays an important role to entice the potential readers. But due to this title, actually our paper never will be rejected. Our thesis never will be rejected. So what will be the point? Actually, there will be some comments. Some comments will be, for example, title does not reflect the content. It is not attractive. It is not catchy. It is full of mathematical jargon. So to avoid that, basically, this is my practice. Since my students, my collaborators work on a certain paper for a certain period of time, so they know the whole content. So to bring the whole content, actually, I suggest them to come out with 8 to 10 keywords. From that 8 to 10 keywords, actually, initially they can remove some of the unnecessary or weak keyword. And let's say there are 5 strong keywords, and then join them, discuss with your supervisor, and as a result, you can form 3 draft titles. So if there are 3 draft titles, if I am supervisor, I am also involved with their work. So if I have a look and then I can give my input, I can give my feedback, and as a result, basically we can make a better title. So this is the practice. If you also do this practice, certainly your title will be better. Okay, so example of a good title here. thermal energy conversion in nanofluids. So as you can see, this is an attractive title. This is a catchy title. And another title is also a guide to writing articles in energy science. Normally, a title should be around 12 to 15 words, not too long, not too short. So if you write this way, I think this will be catchy title. So I have actually prepared a video in my, as you know, the presenting each and every detail. Sometimes due to lack of time, it is very hard to present comprehensive way. So that's why I have basically created YouTube channel. So I have uploaded one video on this, how to write an effective and attractive title. So some of my students actually will share also in the link my YouTube channel. So there are a number of content I have already uploaded. So time to time, please subscribe and have a look, watch my videos, because that is already stored there. So at your needs, when you really need, you are going to write your title, when you are going to write your abstract, certainly you can go and have a look, you can benchmark, you can check, and as a result, I'm sure that this will help you. So that's why, to make it more constructive way, more comprehensive way of writing, with as much as details possible, I have created the YouTube channel. So more details are actually provided there for this writing a good title. Okay, for the abstract also, I have uploaded in that YouTube channel, but I'm also going to share here some of the content. So actually, the abstract should be short and precise. Actually, in scientific writing, these short and precise words, terms are very, very important. We are not allowed to write, excessive amount, too long, and a lot of contents there. So that's why it should be short, precise, so that people can understand easily. Because sometimes researchers, scientists also don't have enough time to read lengthy content. Okay, it also should not contain too much details of your experimental setup. So abstract is basically a summary of your whole content. So a paper has introduction part, method part, result discussion part, conclusion part. So basically you can bring each and every component from the whole paper, one sentence on introduction part, one sentence on methodology part, one sentence on result discussion part. This is how you can write your abstract. So that's why too much details of your experimental details should not be here. So to restrict actually your writing, so in journals, authors guideline, normally there are restrictions. So don't cross more than 150 to 200 words. So this is again to give you a guideline so that your word limits does not cross. Okay, during this is also submission process also. In online submission, if you cross that limit, actually you cannot submit, it will not allow. So that's why you have to make that limit, let's say 200 words. So normally in writing abstract, there are young researchers face difficulties because they don't know, they are not trained, they are not sometimes taught also. As you know, some supervisors are very reluctant. They even don't know how to write the abstract. So as a result, students suffer. So to overcome all those challenges, basically I have written in this way. So sometimes it is not structured, it is not balanced, and also as you know, we are researchers, we are scientists. So our research should be specific value in terms of a numerical number, in terms of percentage value. So that's why rather than this emotive terms, actually it should contain exact value, exact percentage value. This is what I have highlighted here. For example, 64% improvement. So we are not, we should not write this term huge, significant in our abstract, in our scientific writing. So always it is better to write exact value, exact figure in terms of percentage, in terms of value, in terms of temperature, and so on. So sometimes abstract also does not contain major findings. So this is one of the challenges. So now I will give an example that will make all this clear. So this is called a structured way of writing an abstract. So as you can see, there are background information, there are objectives. So normally from your whole paper, you bring 1 or 2 sentences on each of the component. For example, some component on background information, 1 or 2 sentences on background information, 1 or 2 sentences on objectives, 1 or 2 sentences on method, 1 or 2 sentences on results and findings. So this is how we can make your abstract structure, and balance. So what is the structure? Actually, these are the number of components that will make your abstract structure. Balance meaning that you are not excessively writing only one component. I mean the background information, not only the abstract does not contain only the background information. Okay, then it will be imbalanced. Again, with the details, comprehensive way of writing the abstract, I have shared in my YouTube channel. You can have a look. So now I will go to the main content of the paper. This is to remember, to keep ourselves in our mind easily. This is called IMBRAD. Okay, I stands for introduction, M stands for methods, R stands for results, and A stands for end, and D stands for discussion. Of course, there are abstract, there are conclusion, but all those are minor elements. So all those are not included here. I think this is also to remind ourselves so that we can remember easily. Okay, so that we can structure our paper easily. So that is called IMBRAD. So I will address all these components now. So introduction is basically actually the why we need to convince the readers that why this work is important. So to address the question of why, okay, this basically address the question of why our works are important. So introduction section should contain brief statement of the need for the investigation, why this work is important. So if you read the introduction, actually you see that they are trying to highlight that why this work is important. Many other people also has done this work, and also there are problems in this research area, so that's why this problem need to be solved. Review of up-to-date literature. So this should be supported by up-to-date, latest and relevant literatures. Okay, so up-to-date. Normally sometimes researchers use very old references, so that is not up-to-date. And also it should be relevant. Content should be relevant with your content. Literature should be relevant with your content. Okay, this section should highlight, actually, as you have seen, I have addressed the wow factor, global grand challenge. I also highlighted top-notch journal, Q1 journal. Actually, what will make your paper up to that level? Actually, this is the section. Okay, so how strong your novelties are, how it is different from others' work. So these are called novelty, innovative ideas. So this is, again, you can say that your paper is wow factor, your paper is world class. I mean, the novelty is very high, very strong. So this is very important to publish in top-notch journal, high quality journal. Actually, without this novelty, you cannot pass, you cannot go through the editor desk. Editor, first of all, will be looking for this novelty. So that's why novelty should be very, very clearly identified and stated. So I will show you some of the examples that will help you to make how to address the novelty in your paper. Okay, this section should not normally exceed 4 type pages. As you know, the page limitation is always important. Normally, too much pages are not allowed. So in this case also, 4 double types pages will be more than enough. So if 3 pages, that also will be good, but don't cross. Sometimes we see that almost half of the content of your paper is the introduction. So again, it is excessive, and reviewer editors will not allow, and also your supervisor and collaborators also will not allow. So always be careful when you are writing the content in terms of the page limitation as well. So again, I like to put the content in terms of structured way. So as you can see here, the major components. So this basically will help young researchers to make your content so that you don't miss anything. So there should have some information on background and motivation, as you have seen, why these papers, why these works are needed, to convince the readers that this is an important area and there are some problems that need to be solved. So some background information, motivation in terms of few paragraphs should be there. And particularly there should have objectives, aim, purpose, and scope. Okay, what is the boundary should be there. Problem statement, novelty, as I highlighted. So novelty must be here, clearly identified and clearly stated. Okay, sometimes problem statement also. So problem statement, research question, all these are relevant. So sometimes it is needed, sometimes it is not needed, but these are normally very much needed. Problem statement, research question in proposal and in your thesis. But in research, normally the novelties are most important thing. So latest relevant references, as I mentioned in the earlier slide, and also in some cases, not only fundamental principles and investigation, but where this will be applied. For example, it will be used to improve the performance of solar energy. Okay, so in specific application, so if applications are highlighted, then there are possibilities that we can publish in high quality journal. Normally without application, in our case, we face a lot of difficulties. So that's why this is one of our focus also. Whatever fundamental things we do, we also applied. So that in, for example, in car radiator, we applied our nanomaterials and we see how much is performance. Okay, we can apply also in air conditioning, so that we can see in real in application how much performance is improved. So those are the things basically top-notch journal or high-quality journals looking for. So if you write your introduction in this way, with structured way, with some content on background motivation, with objective, scope, problem statement, novelty, latest relevant references, these are support and application, I think this will make your paper in good shape, the introduction part. So now, this is very important. It's not only for paper, actually it is very important for your thesis, for your proposal, for your, actually this is also our life goal. So when we studied our, the school level, we also, learn something, what is our aim? Okay, what is our purpose? What is our goal? So some people ask us, what you want to be? Okay, so we answer that I want to be engineer, I want to be doctor. Okay, so these are basically aim, purpose, goal. So in a paper, actually, there should have specific objectives, goals. So these are the ways to write the objectives, because some researchers write it in a way that it is not achievable, it is not measurable, and it is something like a dream. So to avoid all those challenges, all those issues, actually, if you write the objectives in a smart way, that is called, it should be specific, it should be measurable, it should be achievable, it should be attainable, result oriented and timely. This will make your objective smart, meaning that you can achieve, for example, you are aiming to publish something within 6 months. So you have to plan within that 6 months. So you are not aiming your work for 2 to 3 years. So if your objectives are something like 2 to 3 years, then definitely it is not within the time frame. And also it should be measurable, achievable. Something we should not write that is never achievable. For example, we are going to measure some properties. Okay, this is possible, this is achievable, this is measurable. So it also should give some results. So this is the one of the ways in outcome-based education. Actually, these are the ways to write objectives. So this again to address the depth and breadthness. As you know, in scientific community, undergraduate level, master's, PhD. So these are higher level. So similarly, a PhD student is going to publish a paper. So if there is no depth and breadth, actually it will be hard. So to address actually the depth and breadth, actually this is called Bloom's taxonomy. So you can take some of the word, for example, higher level analysis, synthesis, evaluation. So you can pick some of the word from here. Basically, these are higher level of attributes. Okay, and also these are achievable, these are measurable, and particularly this will address the depth and breadthness of your work. Okay, so these are for your some guidelines so that you can write it properly. Mahmoud, everything okay? You can hear?
Yes, sir. Everything is okay. I'm hearing. And it's
Okay. Let me continue. Okay, so this is very important. So the novelty, without novelty, as I mentioned, it is hard to publish in top quality journals. So again, don't be disheartened because it is not an easy task. And also when we born, so we went primary school, secondary school, colleges, university. So these are basically step-by-step process. Sometimes also you may not have enough resources, facilities. So don't be disheartened that you need to start with the Q1 paper. Certainly you can learn, you can improve, you can be at the bottom of the stair where you can write a conference paper, you can write a review paper, you can write a seminar paper, you polish it, you improve it further, and slowly you raise your bar. Okay, so that's why I highlighted here, novelty can be very poor, very low, very marginal, very high level. For example, you want to publish in top-notch journals. So of course, there should have breakthrough results. Okay, so sometimes you are just simply doing, it is useful, novelties are not that high. So you can try in conference paper at low impact journal, Q4 conference paper, so that you can learn also slowly. Okay, but always aim for the best, top quality and higher level. Read literature from all databases. So this basically will help you to identify strong novelties, who has done what. These are basically the scientific approach, scientific process through which actually you can identify your research gap. Scrutinize more relevant papers when you are reading many papers. So particularly you read few papers, okay, and identify what they have done, what they have not done. Read the introduction part. Normally the introduction part, there are a lot of discussion, who has done what, okay. So this also will help you to identify the novelties and research gap. Read recommendation, future direction of the article. So normally these are some of the future work which need to be done. This is basically the other researchers are helping us. So if you read that future direction the recommendation part, and if we pick all those work, that also basically will help us to improve to identify the novelties. Ask, discuss with your supervisor. As you know, for example, I'm doing research for last 25 years in my specific area, heat transfer, nanofluid, energy storage. So I know what are the novelties in our specific areas. So basically, I will give this to my students. But some researchers in some countries, actually, they ask their students to explore literature, to study more, and they can come out with some of his own idea. And as a result, in consultation with the supervisor, actually, it can be made better and stronger. This is one way to address the novelties. There are many ways, but as you can see here, let me drink water. So what has been done here? So there are a number of references, that is literature, have been studied, and some of their specifications are mentioned here. Okay, these are fine. What is the most important thing here? See here, finding, remarks, and limitation. So actually, these are called also strength, weaknesses, many other ways in critical review of literature, I will tell you, but particularly here, I want to highlight that these are strength and weaknesses or limitation, or what has been done and what has not been done. What are the challenges in the literature? For example, this is one of the paper published by Botanica. Okay, so in their case, you see there are written here the location of plasmon and resonance peak for this. So these are basically some findings. Among these findings, actually, some of the challenges, some of the problems actually had not been done, or it is not perfect, it is not accurate. So model does not well predict the measured transmittance. So this model is not accurate. This is the drawback, this is the limitation. So this is also called critical review of literature, through which you identify research gap. So what, let's say my team has done, actually, they have identified that this model does not predict, well predict. So this model is not accurate. So there are some drawbacks. So this model need to be improved. So that improvement is a novelty when you are going to address in your paper. So Maxwell model fails for all types of nanofluids. So there is a model called Maxwell model, but this model is for only specific types of nanofluid. There are many types of nanofluids. Okay, fluid A, B, C, and D. So it is not applicable for all types of fluids. So this is one of the drawbacks of this model. So this model has some limitation. So this model is not perfect. So this needs to be improved. So this is again has been identified as a novelty or research gap. So similarly, so as you can see, highlighted number of research gaps here. So this way, through proper literature survey, you can find some good findings, some strong findings, some strength. At the same time, some of the limitations also you can identify, provided that some references are there. So if you highlight this way, no reviewer can ask you that you don't have novelty. So now we have identified, let's say, how many, 4 or 5 novelties, and you don't need to address all novelties. So you focus 1 or 2 as much as possible, as much as feasible. Okay, based on your, it may be your paper, it may be your thesis, it may be your proposal. Okay, so research are, so based on this literature study, we see that there are a number of research gaps. However, our work, our paper will address these 2 novelties. So then it is clearly identified, clearly highlighted, and at the end you have to address them. This is very important. Okay, so now I'm moving into the critical review of literature. So normally you identify the literature, you list them, you search them, you learn them, you digest them, then you write in the form of your own way. Okay, And this literature review is not only for writing paper, I think it is also important for your thesis, and also importantly, it will be good if you can convert your critical review of literature into a review paper. Okay, that will give you some good citation, as normally review papers are also highly cited. That is based on our experience. And if you also explore, you will see review papers, statistically written review papers are highly cited. Please mute. Okay, so this is one examples of how to write critical review of literature in the form of a table. It can be in the form of figure as well, but due to limitation of time and also in future, it is my strong intention, and there are requests also, how to write a review paper. So that is actually my next plan. I will upload a video on that at my convenient time. So we have patience. So each and every details actually I will be presenting over there. So this is one way of addressing critical review of literature. As you can see, there are a number of papers has been studied, number of parameters. Again here in the findings, limitations, what I have presented in earlier slides. So you try to highlight here some of the research gaps, some of the challenges here. So this is a very important summary. This is addition based on my recent study discussion with my student, based on my teaching of research methodology. Actually, what is the meaning of critical review of literature? As you can see, if I'm going to talk, this will take another 1 hour. Just to give you a flavor, what is the meaning of critical review of literature? Actually, this work will make your work actually highly critically review of your literature. So what does that mean? You did some analysis that is something new compared to available literature. It should be different. So there should have some discussion, some are maybe controversial discussion also should be, you may be able to identify. So discussion in the form of controversial, some you can say they are lacking discussion. Some of them you can say that inconclusive or too limited. So these are the ways to identify the gaps, weakness, what's the deficiency, what's the limitation. So if you write your review, critical review of literature in this way, for your thesis, for your review paper, certainly you can publish in high impact journal. Okay, so these are the different terms. If you apply this, but this need to be learned, this need to be addressed. So it is not an easy thing. So that is what I'm going to address. I'm going to give examples in my review paper in the next presentation, which will be uploaded in my YouTube channel. So these are the ways to make your review, critical review of literature, which will be very, very good for your thesis, for your proposal, for your review paper, and also for your writing a paper, because in the introduction section, actually, you need critical review of literature. Basically, that also will help you to identify novelties. Okay, so this is also another important slide. Researchers are normally, young researchers are, they don't know what to put first, which component should be where. Okay, so the contents are scattered here and there. So if our office room is scattered, normally people will not like. Similarly, if paper content is scattered here and there, actually reviewer, examiners also will not be happy. So to address that comments, to address that point, actually, if you write this way, this will make your paper highly coherent, well organized. Normally, these are the comments made by examiners, reviewer. They will say that paper is not coherent, paper is not well organized. Okay, so if you maintain this way, so you have a title. Once you have a title, you have objectives. So I showed you how to write also strong objectives, good objectives. So once you have objective, then we need to design our method. Okay, that is how to achieve the data. So if you have objective number 1, design, develop your methodology based on stated objective number 1. Similarly, then you in the next paragraph, you write your methodology part to address the objective number 2. Similarly for objective number 3. So if you maintain this way, then paper will be well organized and coherent. Certainly, so you have developed your methodology. So now through that methodology, you have obtained your results. Okay, then you present your result, and then also you discuss based on your stated objectives and methodology. And this basically will make your paper well organized and coherent. So now I'm moving to the how to write comprehensive methodology. So there should be details. So as I mentioned in the abstract, you should not put each and every details in the abstract. So this is the place actually you need to write each and every details as much as possible for your experimental work, for your modeling work, for your simulation work, for your theoretical framework, for your qualitative, quantitative results, those who are non-science related research. Okay, so important equations, features should be here, but again, excessive number of content should not be here. If all those, probably it can be put in appendix. Okay, details of computer tools used. So basically, how you are going to generate data, each and every detail should be here. Normally, I give some examples of a paper, but due to limitation of time, actually I cannot do that. So that's why I strongly suggest that when you are writing something, you always try to get a model paper, a good quality paper, a high quality paper, follow that specific section. So let's say now you are in methodology section. So you read the methodology part of some of the good quality paper. That basically will guide you. And at the same time also, you follow some of my instruction I have presented here. So as you know, we also involve in experimental work. So details of experimental work should be here. Okay, facilities, specification, material use, justification, all should be here. Each and every details should be here. So normally in non-science work, so there are interviews, focus groups, participant observation. So these are the things also, each and every details as much as possible, you need to highlight it here. So again, these are for non-science related research. So it can be qualitative, quantitative, mixed method. Okay, so these are the ways to obtain the data. So each and every details should be presented here. So normally in good quality writing journals, actually the statistical analysis, sensitivity, error analysis actually will make your analysis very, very strong, robust. So that is basically in our instrumentation in undergraduate we studied. So that is called the statistical analysis, sensitivity, error analysis. Basically, we put the error bar, we put the tolerances 5%, 10%, so that will tell you how strong our results are. Then also this also we will be able to compare with the literature, and as a result, we can see the strength of our results, robustness of our results. This is very important in scientific investigation, particularly when you are going to write a good quality paper, high quality paper. Actually, the reviewer examiners are looking for these types of analysis to see the strength of the result, robustness of the result. So that is can be done by statistical sensitivity or error analysis. Okay, this is important part actually. This is where the strong reviewer will be looking for how strongly you have analyzed your results. So critical analysis of the results. So critical analysis, reasoning phenomena, mechanism behind, comparison, validation. Okay, so this will make your discussion section very, very strong. Okay, so one of them is called critical analysis, reasoning phenomena, comparison, mechanism, validation. Okay, so this basically will make your work very, very strong in terms of discussion. So that is what is called the critical analysis, critical discussion, critical or reasoning phenomena. So if you have simulation work, it is always good that you need to validate through experimental work, through the literature studies. Otherwise, it will be hard for you to publish, because as you know, the simulation has some uncertainties. So to avoid all those uncertainties, actually this validation is very, very important. So again, the quality of your presentation, quality of work is also important. As you can see, if your works are like this, so poor quality of your figures, presentation, certainly these are called the presentation, okay, or quality of your organization, quality of your writing. So as you can see, this is extremely poor quality, something just copy and paste. So please don't do this. So certainly this is not good practice. So this is another way. Sometimes researchers want to put many results. They want to make number of figures. Okay, that is also not good practice in scientific writing. So as you can see, these are 3 figures. Actually, can be concise into 1 figure. Okay, so 3 figures has been combined into 1 figure. This is the way to make your results compact, concise, as you have seen in writing the abstract. It was mentioned that please write it in concise way, okay, and compact way. So this is one of the examples. So this is very important. So if you can understand this, address this in your paper, actually this will make your paper always very, very strong. So these are the few points. So one of them is actually strong reasoning phenomena. Don't write one-liner, one sentence like how the undergraduate students write. At least one paragraph should be more discussion, some comparison should be there, some validation should be there. So as strong as possible. Sometimes also highlight what is the mechanism behind, okay, with some evidence, with some image, with some graph, with some drawing, as much as possible. Okay, so there should be strong reasoning phenomena. That is science. Highlight of your originality. So in introduction, you mentioned that you have the originality. Now you say that this is the best method. This is the cheapest method. So our results are 20% better. That is what you aimed for. Okay, so originality should be highlighted through the results section here. Validation comparison, it is very, very important, as I mentioned in the previous slide. Okay, so always try through literature or through experimental. So if you have experimental work, do the validation with the modeling, simulation, or with the literature part, using the literature data. Error statistical analysis, I think that one I mentioned. No contradictory statement. So what happens sometimes you are going to submit as fast as possible. So as a result, there are some logical error. You know, in one section you are saying it is increasing, in another section you are saying decreasing. And sometimes also you forget to put the appropriate number of figures and tables. So you put the figure number 4, actually it is not 4, it is maybe 6. So this happens due to rashness. So don't do any work at rushing mood, because that will make your paper very, very poor, and sometimes maybe it will give a very wrong impression. Okay, so there should not have a redundancy. Sometimes same data presented in tables, both tables and figures. So present either in tables or figures, which will be present in a better way. So here also in the result discussion section should not be methodology. That is what I meant, the coherency. Okay, so you should not bring methodology in the result and discussion section. So young researcher, early career researcher face this difficulty. Sometimes they also don't know what is the methodology. So they bring this content also in result and discussion section. As a result, it made the paper also very messy. Good quality figures, tables with appropriate legend. I think the quality I have shown here. Think what should be presented first, what should be next. Sometimes in the original paper, they present literature first. So it will give an impression that this is a review paper. This is not your original one. So this will give a wrong impression. So to avoid that, always present your own result first, and then you present literature data to compare. So with this, I hope that your analysis can be strong. Certainly, you always follow some model paper, high quality paper, how they have analyzed their part. Okay, some mechanism should be there, more reasoning phenomena. So with this, I think if you address this, certainly your paper will be strong. So now I'm at the last part of the conclusions. Basically, you know, you have the objectives. Now you need to show that your objectives are achieved. These are basically concrete findings based on your stated objectives. So it also should be short and precise. Don't write so much word. Again, here also originality can be highlighted. Very important points only. You see which are striking findings, important findings, because there are many findings. So striking findings, important findings are should be highlighted here. Okay, so conclusions are basically the achievement of your objective. So if you have 3 objectives, now you put content, achievement or findings based on each and every objective. So if you need to put 1 bullet, 2 bullet, 3 bullet for same objective, that is fine. You also can write in the form of a paragraph. So different reviewer, different examiners like in different way. So you can write in a bullet form, you can also write in the paragraph form. Must tally the objectives. So if you have 3 objectives, now you have to show that all objectives are achieved. Must be measure findings. So this is basically also called the findings of your what? Measure findings. And discussion, no reasoning phenomena should be here, because you have result and discussion section. You should put there. Okay, a very brief discussion probably. So this is, as you know, is the measure findings. So concrete findings. So you can say that this is the best method. So we managed to get the 20% improvement of our results. Okay, it is a cheaper method. So something like that will be examples of conclusion, and certainly you follow some good paper, model paper that will guide you to write a good conclusion. This is how I practice also. When I face difficulties, even though I'm experienced, I try to get a good thesis, I try to get a good paper, and then I see how they have written. This is how I also improve myself. Okay, so now, as you know, we face a lot of difficulties also today during this presentation. This is just to remind you also. I spent some time, and also all you are waiting patiently, eagerly to listen my lecture. But actually, it is not only for the purpose of listening and getting the certificate. What is the purpose of this lecture? Actually, we want to improve, right? So we come here to gain more knowledge on writing skill, to improve our writing skill. That is actually the main purpose. So my question is how effective my lecture is. I know the answer. Okay, so I'm experienced. Normally my students give very good rating, but despite that, I'm always not happy. And what is actually the scientific, what is actually research says? Actually, this lecture is not that effective. Okay, how much effective I'm going to tell you. Okay, so to make your learning effective, I'm giving you this slide. So it is relevant with the context of making our learning effective. Okay, so at least I can see that you are eagerly waiting despite these challenges. So that shows that you really have passion to learn. Okay, Alhamdulillah, thank you very much for your patience. Okay, that is one part. But this learning actually through this lecture are not that effective, as you can see. These are based on research. What is the effective method? So in this case, particularly, I would suggest, so that's why I have created YouTube channel. So whenever you need, you can go. Because we as a human being, our retention rate during the lecture, you know, after 30 minutes, it will go down. Retention rate will be going down. Because I was student, so I listened also a lecture of my professor. I know how much effectively I can learn. So what we did, once we go home, we revise, we read it again. So that's why I have created my YouTube channel. So content will be there. And these are the things also you will find in your, I think the VSUM website also. So time to time, I think again, revise, revisit, and most importantly, if you want to make your learning effective, okay, it is including me. I also practice, okay, because I am also learning, even though I'm giving, sharing today, but I am also a learner because lifelong learning is for everybody. It's not only for you. Okay, so how to make our learning effective? Actually, that is, they say that if you go at the bottom level, more you practice, that is if you teach others. So I am teaching this research methodology as a result. Now I can talk even without slides also. Okay, so that is actually the effective practice. So I think what is the conclusion I want to draw here, that please don't rely only on this slide. So you do your homework, later on when my contents are loaded in my YouTube channel, and maybe there are also other seminars, please try to constantly learn and improve your learning effectiveness. Okay, so communication skill is also very important if you want to be a good researcher. Normally, these are very much lacking for scientist researcher. Scientist researchers are very good at problem solving, scientific investigation, conducting research, but they are very poor to tell his good findings to someone else who are non-science based. This is the problem. And also particularly when we are going to communicate with the reviewer, editors, supervisors, if writing is not good, even though you have breakthrough results, so you'll face difficulties. So I know some of the researchers from some parts of the world, they don't know how to speak in English. So as a result, their writings are so poor, actually it is very, very hard. So actually in that case, your fruits, you cannot sell someone else. Your product, you cannot sell someone else. So something interesting, actually, you cannot share. As a result, it will be, less useful. So that's why I think this lifelong learning is very, very important. So communication skill, language skill, writing skills, speaking skills. So when I came in Malaysia in 1997, I was very shy to talk. So now you see, after 25 years of my practice, I also learned from YouTube, LinkedIn. I also attend others seminar, and this is how I learn. And at least now I can talk in front of you. And I have opened my YouTube channel, so I'm not that much shy to share my things, even though it is broken or whatever. Okay, so this is the way: learn and practice, share with others, make it effective learning, and also you become effective learner, effective teacher. Writing skill, presentation skills. So, you know, the presentation, your results you are going to present in front of panel member. So I know some of my students actually cannot speak well. So how they are going to convince the examiners, reviewers? So certainly these are the important thing, and it is not one day practice. I know when I entered my university, I was very shaky, you know, I was about to quit my study, but I cannot go back. So I started to, you know, learn English every day. I use dictionary, improve my language, and as a result, after 6 months, I improved. So, but again, I'm also constantly learning also to improve my skill. So teamwork skill, collaboration skill, all these are very important. Okay, so we want to be a good researcher. That's not the ending point. That's not all. Researchers also sometimes they are with this mobile device, computer in front of computer, 3 hours, 4 hours, because we need to solve a problem. We need to complete something. We forget everything. We forget our health. So if health is not productive, if you are not healthy, actually you cannot concentrate, you cannot focus. So I can see when I have my eye problem, so I cannot focus. So that's why health is wealth, and certainly you need to take care, because if your health is good, you can give the service more years. If you are unhealthy, you cannot do anything. So your life is limited. I mean, the lifetime is limited, so you cannot contribute to the society. So that's why don't be too aggressive. I mean, don't work 24 hours. Don't sit 8 hours, 10 hours continuously. Make some pause, make some break. Okay, when you are working in front of computers, put some pause. Okay, even if you cannot do exercise, but you can in your office also, you can move here and there. Please make some habit. Okay, habit is something good. So I started to make habit. So now I can move into the stair in my office, you know. So I can do some work, you know. So I can go for shopping. This also helped me to avoid long sitting. And also the mobile devices, you know, computer has radiation. So eat also good food, good sleep. Also, you time to time check your health status. It is very, very important. Sometimes if we ignore some of our health condition, actually at certain stage, probably it may not be curable. It may not be possible to recover. So that's why regular health screening every 6 months, I think it is, it will help you to save you from severe conditions, sometimes maybe stroke or heart attack, high level of cholesterol, you know, so these are very detrimental. If high level of cholesterol, this actually your cardiovascular disease. So anytime there may be heart attack or brain stroke. Okay, so that's why time to time need to check our health status. Okay, so now I'll go very fast. I'm at the final stage. So these are our research area, those who want to work with us, collaborate with us. Okay, so we are working in the area of very interesting topics, emerging nanomaterials such as magazine, graphene, CNTs. So the latest hot topics, as you have seen, global grand challenge areas, wow factor. So these are basically helping us to publish in high quality journal. And as a result, also citation impacts, as you can see, 50,000, because I started work in the niche area. Okay, particularly started to focus in the area of nanotechnology. So that is actually the one of the hot area, niche area, strategic area. So research also need to be some strategic areas. So this is where we are focusing. We are also working in the very global challenges, grand challenges like energy storage. As you know, solar renewable energies are intermittent. So we are working in this area, heat transfer, solar energy, nanomaterials. So these are our focus. Those who want to collaborate with us, you are welcome. Okay, so this is another area. Very briefly, I'm going to share with you. So we also have very impressive lab. We spent 5 million Malaysian ringgit, which is equivalent to 1.5 million US dollar. That is, we are really very fortunate at Sunway University. They supported us strongly. And as a result, we can conduct high quality research. So we have very strong lab, good quality lab. So again, collaboration is also welcome. And those who also want to use our service, this is also good, very fast, efficient service we provide, both for industry and local universities. They are using our service, very fast, very efficient, with some, the reasonable amount by paying. So you can use our equipment. This is another way. So as you can see, this is just at a briefly, our impressive lab facilities with state-of-art lab equipment. normally researchers face a lot of difficulties to find their good research facilities. So Alhamdulillah, we have it. So those who are facing difficulties to conduct their research, to produce their good quality results, so many collaborators actually locally and internationally working with us. We are also helping them, and also some of the local industry and people also, universities also using our facilities. All these are brand new, very high quality resources we have. So you are welcome. Okay, so this is, we also have another very attractive things. We have PhD program on sustainability, science and technology. Those who are active in social media, as you know, time to time we post also. So far it is very attractive. So more than 15 PhD and master students already enrolled working with us, mostly supported by Sunway University, full funding, 3,000 ringgit per month, with there some of the other things also. And those who are also don't have, because it is very competitive, CGPA 3.5 and Scopus Index Journal, normally top students are given that, you know, scholarship, and very limited number. So everybody cannot, but those who normally can get the chance, at least CGPA 3.5 and above, tuition fee fully waived. And when we have internal funding, we can support. So we have few students, those who came without full funding, Alhamdulillah, we are supporting them also. So this is again, it will be good investment also. As you can see, if you can be a good researcher, if there are strong team, if there are strong research facilities, if you work with them, certainly it will be good investment for you. Particularly, you can help you to make your academic growth, to make you a potential student with good outcome for your future growth, particularly to make you a good researcher. Okay, so we also welcome here for our PhD program. So Sunway University is also one of the, as you can see, that this is according to Talent Bank. It is employability. This is important. Number one, I am here. I know the quality. I know the how. What's at the strength. What's at the good things. So that's why I joined here. And overall, as you can see, I'm already 5.5 years already here, and I feel very happy to be here with these universities. Why? Because I can see a lot of good things here. Okay, so we also have recently introduced Bachelor in Chemical Engineering and Electrical Electronics Engineering. Good thing is that we have strong partnership with Lancaster University. So by paying same amount, actually you are getting 2 degrees, and also this Bachelor of Engineering, actually you will get the master degree in Lancaster University. Okay, so this is actually the approved by Lancaster University. So these are some of the benefits. So double degree with same price, and also you are getting a master degree if you are registered, enrolled in this chemical engineering. Okay, so of course for whole Sunway University, you can explore more about the Sunway University. Also, it is also tourist spot, so you can recommend your relatives, friends, brothers, sisters. So it is a very good place in terms of quality. Also, I'm sure that now you know our quality of Sunway University. Okay, so finally, so to cater you to, as you know, I have 25 years of experience. When I started my research in 1997, I faced a lot of difficulties, and at that time there were no these types of online seminar, even face-to-face seminar were also very, very rare. In my that time, maybe once in 2 or 3 years. So you are so fortunate, you can attend in online now, in the YouTube channel, social media. So you are so fortunate that there are a lot of opportunities for your lifelong learning to improve your learning. So as I mentioned, I have 25 years of experience, and also I feel I am here in this country more than 23 years. Also, my country also helped me to build my career, to taught me in my university in Buet. So using taxpayers' money, we are trained. So these are some unique experience. Certainly, as a student, you may not have, because I have gone through this 25 years of experience. I have managed many students. I have managed many big grants. I have worked with the international people. As you have seen, I have worked as an examiner, reviewer, evaluation panel member. Alhamdulillah, so much experience. So I feel if we don't share, if I don't share this experience to scientific community, those who are facing challenges, so I think this is something is not encouraging. So that's why I feel obliged, and I feel much more happy, more than happy to share my experience, so that scientific community, particularly young researcher, can be a better researcher, can be better than me. So one day, so that they can be a professor, they can be an associate professor, they can be a world-class researcher, they can work at MIT, they can work at Harvard, okay, they can support their parents, they can support their countries. Actually, that is one of my goal, and particularly, I have, alhamdulillah, gained so many things. So now if I can contribute, if I can give to the society, you know, scientific community, scientific society, I will be more than happy. So I have opened, and it is already popular. So one of my video actually is getting a lot of attraction so far. Research strategy for early career researcher. It is very popular, and a lot of comments, a lot of good feedback also there. So to cater your needs, actually, I have already loaded a number of content. So one of them is the research strategy for early career researcher, which is very popular, as I mentioned. How to be graduated. These are basically particularly for PhD master students. On time, it is very important, with quality, outcome, rewards for research. So there are more will come. As you know, I am an academician, I have other responsibilities. Time to time, I will upload many other contents based on your request, and also I know what are the things needed. So this is a long-term goal. So every week I will try to load something, some content, certainly. So this will be for long term. So you subscribe, you also, I mean, share, disseminate to others, give feedback. Okay, so promote so that others also can get benefit, because your sharing actually will help others. This is again, I think, the helping others through the sharing. This will be a chain of action. I mean, helping others. So I alone cannot serve each and everyone. So if you extend your helping hand, certainly more people will be benefited. So that is actually the what I want. I want to make a larger impact. So today I can see more than 200, maybe around 240 participants, or 250 participants, and more than 600 registered. And when I gave talk, you know, face to face, sometimes it is 600, sometimes hall is full. So again, it is a good indication. So I always feel happy. So these are some numbers. Certainly, if you can share, if you can extend your helping hand, certainly I think the more people will be benefited. So as a collectively, I think let's try to help many other people, those who are facing difficulties. Thank you very much. That's all. Yeah, maybe now we can, yeah.
Thank you very much, Prof. Saidur Rahman. Thank you very much, Prof. Saidur Rahman. So now we have to go for question section answer. Excuse me, sir. We can go. Prof, we can go for our question answer section.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. We see some question in our chat box. So at first, I can see that there is one person, our participant. You want to ask the question by voice call. His name is Clary from UPM. Are you here? Clary from
Doctor, good
UPM.
evening. Yes, I'm Claire. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please ask your question, please.
Yeah. Doctor, I want to know just the literature metric you showed to us. That slide, the literature metric, and you said that there we should pay attention to the limitations. I want to know the limitation. Is the limitation from the article, or this limitation refers to what the reader, as a PhD student, or we should find what we think, or what the writer of the article think, or which one?
Yeah, I got the point.
Yeah.
When you are actually want to identify the limitation of writer has written something there. So actually, it is the content, limitation of that paper, limitation of that content. So when you are saying about the writer, what they have written, this is not writer, it is their content. Okay, so you should identify the limitation, drawback, challenges of that content in different way. Maybe there are some controversial things, there are some limited things which are not, as you have seen also, this cannot do this is not accurate. So it should be the content of that paper.
Yes, that you mean that we should think, we should find out the limitation of the article, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. That's very helpful for us to read the articles. And maybe it's very better for us to find the research gap, right?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, one thing is I want to remind, there is an attendance link in our chat box for the certificate purpose. Those who are not registered in this link, please register for the attendance and we will provide a certificate. All right. Dr. Rahanul Islam, you have question, please. Are you here? Please, Rahanul Islam, you have one question, maybe you want to ask?
Yes. Yes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
First of all, I would like to say thank you to BSUM to arrange this meeting and meet to one of the finest Prof. I have a question to Prof about myself. I'm is going to be a graduating student for undergraduate. I have discussed with some senior brother here. I'm from IIUM. This question to Prof. Prof, how I can prepare myself for my master's, as I have very much interest for research field. So far, you have explained in your discussion, but I want to hear from you that how I can go further and how I can start from the beginning.
So your question is how you want to make a plan, right? You are just starting your master's or PhD?
Prof, just I'm going to finish my undergrad. Next semester will be my. I already finished my academic part.
Okay, so you finished your undergrad.
I want
now
to go
you
for
are
master.
planning for postgraduate studies. So how you can plan, how you can prepare, how you can get ready? That is your question, right? Let me clear
Yes,
your
Prof.
question.
I want to go for master. Yes.
So there are two types of master. One is by coursework, one is by research. So if you go for coursework, there will be just finally a thesis, not much research work. So if you go for research work, so first what you should do, you should study. The first stage is to discuss with your supervisor what should be the topics. What is your expertise? What is your supervisor is looking for, or where you are going to get your scholarship? So if I should say the topic, so what is your expertise area? For example, you are electrical and electronics engineering in that area. That is your expertise, and or you are very good at mathematics. So that is your expertise. This is your interest. So in that area, try to find a suitable supervisor who can fund you, who has enough experience. Then start to communicate. Before communication, you also need to get ready. You need to do your homework, what you want to do, which topics you want to do, who are the professors, okay? For example, you are looking for your master's at University of Malaya in electrical electronics engineering. So who are the professors there? Who are prolific professors? Who has lab? Who has publication? Okay, and then you make your own preparation, how strong you are. What is your CGPA in undergrad? What was your thesis? In which theoretical subject you are strong? You make your some good indicators. Your IELTS, your English language. For example, today you attended this seminar. All these good things you highlight, and then you start to say in briefly this professor that, yeah, this is my credentials, this is my CGPA, these are some of my achievements, these are some of my skills, and I found you very potential supervisor. Okay, you have so many students, you have so many experience, you have good quality paper, so I want to work with you. That is the way. So if let's say he or she agrees, and then there will be a discussion that what will be the topics. So once you have decided the topics, then you need to do the literature study, then you need to come out with your aim, purpose, goal, that is SMART objectives. In the meantime, you can write your, you can plan for 3 months a review paper also through this literature study. You also can identify some of your novelties. So once you start this, one is your own preparation, communication, topics. Okay, once decided or once there is a mutual agreement between supervisor and you, then basically it is something is agreed that this will be topics. Once topic is done, then what you need, you need your aim and goal. That is actually objectives. To come out with objectives, you need to study the literature. Okay, to study literature, first you download few good quality review paper, because that will reduce your time. One review paper may be equivalent to the 400, 500 paper summary. So try to understand, try to read, and as a result, come out with the draft objectives, and then you discuss with your supervisor. Once a draft objectives are decided, that's what you are going to write a proposal also during your admission, right? That's one thing I forgot. Okay, research proposal also you need to submit when you are going to apply. So that proposal also you need to study literature, you need to put the title, you need to put the objectives. That may be a draft, and once actually finalized and approved your admission and you got the offer from that university, then you can start discussion with the supervisor. So your topic is already there, you have done some literature now. After a little bit more literature study, you fine tune your objectives, and then this is the way to start your, then design your method, design of your experiment. In the meantime, after 3 or 4 months, submit a review paper. Okay, so I think this is the way to start those who are new researcher, I mean, particularly from undergraduate to PhD, a master's or PhD, even some undergraduate with CGPA 3.7 and above can be directly enrolled into PhD. Okay, I hope that answers your question.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate.
Thank you very much, sir. We have another question from Shoaib Anwar. What is the difference between brief analysis of the state of art and description of the research project? This question from Brother Shoaib Anwar.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Okay, sir. What is the difference between brief analysis of the state of art and description of the research project? This is the question actually, sir.
So this is about the state of art. His question is about the state of art brief analysis.
A brief analysis, state of art, and description of the research project.
Yeah, I'm not very clear. Anyway, so he's talking about
what is the difference between brief analysis and research project? What is the difference between that?
Difference between
brief analysis and the description of the research project.
Okay, so basically the analysis and discussions are sometimes same meaning. Analysis, critical interpretation, discussion. So what is the two things in original papers? So one is the result, data. Okay, so results and data and discussions are different if you want to differentiate. But if you want to differentiate analysis and discussion, to me, I think there is no major differences. So analysis and discussions, interpretation, critical analysis are same. So one is the result in the form of tables and figures, and then there are discussion, that's what we can say the analysis, critical analysis, reasoning phenomena, critically discuss, validate, compare. So this is what I can explain.
Thank you, sir. So I have another question. What were Bloom's taxonomy for? Please, I didn't understand.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that is interesting question.
Yes, sir.
As you know, the Bloom's taxonomy is actually educational pedagogy. So as we know, we do undergraduate studies, sometimes we do some of the activities like, classify, define, interpret. So this is to address the level, okay? At undergraduate level, you can, your activities, your achievement, your contribution, your outcome, attributes can be, the analysis lower level. But when you are doing PhD, so it should have depth and breadthness. For example, you are a PhD student, so your objective should be something like modeling, validation, okay, critical analysis, very high level or depthness. So that one to indicate, actually some researchers don't know how to do that. So that's why, sorry, the Bloom's pedagogy actually will help you to address. As you can see, it has level, bottom level to higher level, or from leftmost to rightmost. So at the leftmost is actually the very low level, define, classify. Whereas if you go the extreme right level, all those are evaluate, analyze, very high level, meaning that your objectives, your project, your thesis is very high level, very depth level. Those basically will also be, the wow factor, world class, highly novel, so those are the reason basically these Bloom's taxonomies are shown here, so that you can select. So if you select classify, so this is very low level. Whereas if you select some of the keyword, for example, validation, comparison, discussion, that is very high level. So your work will be in breadth and depth. Hope that answered your question.
Thank you very much, sir. So there is no question right now. So now we can go the photo session. Could you open the camera, all of the participant, please open the camera. I'm going to take some photo. All right. Smile, please. Yes. All right. Thank you very much to see their face. So thank you very much, Prof. Ladies and gentlemen, on the behalf of BSM Organization Committee, once again, I would like to.
I think the photo session, can you do it on one more time?
Okay. So you want to take more photos, right?
Yeah, just I think that would be fine. There are 6 pages. Can you please open your camera, all of you? Just.
Okay, please open your camera, please. We want to take some pictures.
Excuse me.
Please unmute. Mute your microphone. Mute your microphone. Please.
You cannot host start your video because the host has disabled it. I cannot open my camera.
All right. You can try. If okay, no problem. If okay, okay. If not okay, no problem. But you can try.
I again try, but not solution that
Okay.
this problem.
No problem. No problem. Thank you very much for your trying. All right, Mr. Alangirishan, okay?
I think just give us 1 more minute because there is 6 pages. Smile, please. Okay, Brother Mahfouz, you can continue.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor, and ladies and gentlemen. On the behalf of BSM Organization Committee, once again, I'd like to thank you all actively participating in this webinar. We are looking forward to meet you again in our future events. I apologize for any flaws and technical issues. With that, I'm Hasan Mahfouz, singing of this, wishing all the best. Thank you very much. Take care and stay safe. Assalamualaikum. And sorry for that, for our technical problem.
Inshallah, see all of you in our coming events. Just stay tuned on our social media platform.
Inshallah.
Thank you, Prof. Saidur
Thank you
Rahman,
very much, Prof, for your.
Thank you.
Thank you, BSM. Thank you, all participants. Sorry for
Thank you, Prof.
little bit of disturbance.
Thank you.
Okay.
Very much, Prof, and
Assalamualaikum.
thank you for the organizers.
Thank you.
Well done.
Salam.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Professor Saidur Rahman. It was a good session with you.
Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.
Looking forward to seeing all of you, inshallah.
Prof. And it's a very nice motivation. How would we?
Thank you so much, sir. Assalamualaikum.
No, it's not. It's assigned.
Move it from here. Face your foot so you go sharp, sharp. No, which one? Sit big now. This. Nhưng mà cả bạn đúng không này?
Yeah, Mr. Farouk.
Sir?
Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Wa alaikum salam.
I missed your call.